Hello, everybody, and welcome into another week here in the SFA. We are back for Season 14, Week 11, and we are coming off of a watch party that was one for the ages. We are coming off of a simmed amount of games that was one for the ages. So many great moments. We saw Auburn take a loss. Maryland just escaped by 1 point, and many, many others. Thanks for being here. If you don't know what the SFA is, it's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can join at any time, even though we are 14 seasons deep. You can claim an open team. You can set your depth charts, set your schemes. You can recruit players. You can hire coordinators. And you can play in any of our extensive server games like a sportsbook or a economy. Ton of fun. Check links in any of our descriptions as always. And if you do watch live with us, you might run into some ads. So in order to not miss any of the action, subscribe with your Twitch Prime. It is free for you, and it helps support the SFA, and it helps raise money for you guys to get a national championship trophy and some gear for your school if you do end up winning it all. And if you want even more SFA content throughout the week, we do run on a 5-day schedule. Check out patreon.com/thesfa as you get an extra game day each week. That's called Watch Party. And I do a Playoff Push podcast every single week as well. It's 30 minutes to an hour long, and just some additional content. If you don't want to spend money, that's all right. Feel free to follow our Instagram at Simulated Football Association. On Instagram, I post daily media stories over there as well. And the last shout out before we get on into it is for our friends over at Home Field, the #1 apparel company out there for college sports. They take your school, look at the history, and develop some dope gear for you. Over 180 plus collections. They releasing new stuff all the time, and it's March Madness season, guys. So they're releasing a new drop every single day of March until Selection Sunday. This is day 3 of it. They put out some Houston merch today. So if you're interested in that, check them out. You can follow them on Instagram, on Twitter. You can use our code SFA, 15% off. You can also use any of the codes in any of the descriptions to support us as well if you just use that link. And also, announcement, we are doing a March Madness pool, so look out for that once Selection Day happens. The winner of the March Madness pool does get a 90 overall SFA player for the following season. All right, all of that stuff out of the way, here we go, and we are starting out with a Big Ten Classic. Welcome in, Mushbrain. And speaking of Mushbrain, he has the fantasy football reward coming in next season, so we'll see them next year. But after Minnesota lost today, Iowa now has a chance in the division here. So big day for Jarkus, and honestly, Wisconsin been super up and down, weird kind of a year. So Mushbrain, you do get heads or tails, kick or receive options. Let me know. And if this is your first time checking us out, this is our BearCave stream. These are the 10 best games of the week, and we actually watch them get quick sim to the fourth quarter. If it's close, then we will jump in and actually watch the game unfold. We will have a full game day game later on tonight, and that will be between Tennessee and East Carolina. So I'm waiting to see Mushbrain here. Let me know, Mushbrain, heads or tails, kick or receive, as you are the away team as we jump on into a crazy BearCave stream today. As always, VODs and scores will all be posted later on tonight after all the streams. Tails and kick, and we got the first snow game of the year in true Big Ten fashion, baby, as Willis Whopper is out there. And just reminding you guys of all of the lines on the line, all of the coins on the line. This is a Iowa 2-point favorite in the snow. We got a 44.5 line here for Wisconsin, and we are tracking for the BearCave prop bet. Will Willis Whopper get a sack, the edge rusher for Wisconsin? We got a good one. And folks, it's a great day when you get to watch Gloop do it in the snow. Let's cook, folks. All right, so we got tails and kick for Coach Mush. Can they do the upset here in Iowa City in front of all of the kids in the Children's Hospital? As we head to the first quarter, And nothing doing. This could be a very low-scoring game. Neither team seemed to do much on those first drives, but Iowa adds a touchdown. And nothing doing again. A lot of stalling out inside the red zone, but 7-7 now. Iowa getting going back. Wisconsin takes the lead. Now the offense starting to fall into play here. 17-14. Wisconsin responds again. 23. They miss an extra point. Willie Anderson. And so 23. Now it's 30-21. So it's a two-score game. We're not going to jump in quite yet. We got to see them get back within a possession. Can they finish it off? Zoop! Gloop is sacked. Willie Anderson gets himself 28. Can they punch this one in? No, they do not. So they're going to have to settle for the field goal. And it's still have a chance here for Wisconsin. They got to get one back. Remember, we don't jump in until it's a one-score game. So big play there for Wisconsin. Another big play. Holy Toledo. And they get the extra point. All right, here we go, folks. Onside kick. Both teams have all three timeouts. So the onside kick, they can still get the ball back, and it's recovered by the Hawkeyes. So we're going to get to see Iowa come on out. Rayshon Gloop, a couple of first downs will give them a fighting chance to win this division. Going to 6-3 would be big. Maybe get ranked again, potentially. Just remind me, Kenzie. So Rayshon Gloop at quarterback. You get a handoff here, and a big hole up the gut, and oh boy. One more first down now may do it, as Glenn Childs had to track him down, the defensive tackle. This Iowa team has a very good running game, both from the quarterback and the running back. Willie Anderson in the slot. Rayshon Gloop, he's going to keep it this time, fools the corner, and he still gets brought down after 2. So Iowa now, 2 minutes left. Handoff, this Madsen up the gut, and that does nothing. All right, 3rd and 8 now for Iowa. Can they get the first down, finish the game off? Handoff up the middle, he reverses field, and he stops short. Wait, he's still on the feet. He's a man. He gets the first down. Michael Madsen, you are a madman. He gets up off the turf, gets the first down, and that's going to end the game. No, the officials couldn't see him down in the snow. He never touched. In the victory formation, Iowa, they get lucky. That's the first time something like that has happened, or it's the second time it happened to me in the playoff, except it resulted in a touchdown, so I get you, Mush. That one's tough. But that was a Gloop classic. Yeah, the first snow game of the season goes absolutely bonkers. Wisconsin just can't quite mount the comeback. It will be an Iowa cover here, and the over does hit. Yeah, incoming Gloop sticker spam in the server, as we're going to hit 000s here, and Iowa does it, man. We got to watch one more play. Boom, there it is. Iowa survives. They're 6-3 now, and they are neck and neck with Minnesota in the division. Oh, baby. They don't even give us an outro in the snow. Everybody wants to go home. As how did this go? We got Marty Fellows. Willie Anderson made a kick here. Gloop to Harold. Young Madsen. Willie Anderson again. See, Willie Anderson did his thing. He had a good day. As you take a look at Nolan Edwards, his senior year, just not great completion percentage here in the snow, but I'm not sure if you can really blame him. Marty Fellows over 200 yards on the day. This kid is absolutely special. I cannot wait to see him as an upperclassman. And John Young, the tight end, getting involved here. Derek Gray. Marty Fellows. Not a lot of involvement from the wide receivers. And on defense, Glenn Childs doing it. Willis Whopper had 3 TFLs, but no sacks, so the prop does not hit. The only sack on the day was Mike Lloyd. It is tough to get Rayshon Gloop down there in the backfield as a ton of deflections. They did get a fumble from Sean Scott, but that is gonna do it. Now for Iowa, Rayshon Gloop, 18 of 24, 316 and 2 touchdowns, 75% completion percentage in the snow. Michael Madsen, he had that beautiful run there at the end. And how about that? Rayshon Gloop didn't run hardly at all today. Willie Anderson, breakout performance potentially, Jarkus. You got to let him cook. And on defense, Tom Ackerman, he gets an interception. Johnny Booth with 2 TFLs. He also had the only sack on the day and the only interception of the day. And no fumbles for the Iowa side. So our first snow game, we're officially in the last month of the regular season, here in November, when the snow starts coming out to play. As always, I got to get my players of the game so I can post them a little bit later on, folks. Willie Anderson getting himself a player of the game. Marty Fellows, you love to see 3 out of 4 be SFA players. As Wisconsin just once again falls a tad short. So next up on BearCave is we've got a good one between West Virginia and Pitt. We got the backyard brawl brewing for you guys. So Coach Hud or Coach Crew, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. As we're getting the backyard brawl, folks. Oh, baby, this is always a good one. So I don't see either of them in here as of yet. Oh, there he is, Chef Moose. He wants heads. Heads and kick, receive. And for this game, folks, this is a Pitt Panthers 6-point favorite. They are setting the over-under line at 47.5. And we got rain here in Pittsburgh as well. Oh, baby, a rain or a snow BearCave day. Moose, or Hud, I need heads or kick or receive. What's your choice on the kick and receive? And the BearCave prop today is we're looking at Rafi Spriggs tackles, the outside linebacker for Pitt. Will he get over under 6.5 on the day? As we've got a backyard brawl in the snow. Love playing backyard football with my brothers in the snow growing up. Still waiting on a choice, Hud. Come on. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I see heads, but I don't see a kick or a receive option. I'm not sure if those West Virginia folk can quite understand what I'm saying. As we're at Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. Sir. Alright. I don't see anything. I'm going to give him 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. We're just going to go with kick. He's not answering me. Let's get it on. The backyard brawl is here, folks. As Pittsburgh now gets a early touchdown as we head to the second quarter. Another quick touchdown for Pittsburgh, and they respond, though. This is going to be a close game, always a rivalry game, as West Virginia, they get the lead. So a missed extra point is the difference at this point, but Pittsburgh battles back. They retake the lead up 6, currently covering. They extend it to 2 scores. They're on the doorstep. They could really blow this game out of the water, and they do. So does West Virginia have anything in the tank? A quick score. And a long touchdown there. A 72-yard rush from Pittsburgh. The defense just completely bombing here for West Virginia and nothing doing. It looks like this is going to be an end to the backyard brawl. Ended in a Pitt cover. And another over hitting. Oh boy. 41-21 is the score. The ACC on top, taking down the Big 12, but West Virginia definitely on the upcoming. As look at PJ Hoop. He got himself a 72-yarder. Oh, baby. PJ Hoop is a bad man, but just a little bit too much there for Pittsburgh. as Justin Woods is the quarterback filling in for Nobles. And 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not his best day of his career. PJ Hoop, the freshman, 130 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Big day for him. He was also the leading receiver in terms of catches. Hancock got 4 of them on there. And, oh boy, Deontay Smoke, the SFA transfer from Georgia. 17 solo tackles, 6 TFLs. Have yourself a day living in the backfield. Mojo Baez got himself 3. Archibald Burnbridge got himself 2. But they only can muster 1 sack and couldn't do anything in the backfield here. Archibald did get himself a forced fumble. And now for Pitt and Coach Crew. Jaws Patterson, he threw the ball 12 of 19, 227, and 3 touchdowns. And run the ball outside of the one big run there for Edwards. It didn't really seem like they did much of anything on the ground. Jaws Patterson not averaging his best. And through the air, man, it was all Joel Davidson, the sophomore, getting it done. Keontae Duckett got himself 2 catches. And on defense, Rafi Spriggs hits the over on the tackles. He gets 12 on his own. If you pick the over there, look at you go. TFLs looked great. A pair of sacks here for these gentlemen and 1 for Michael Johnson. Got 2 interceptions, 1 for Spriggs and 1 for Carl Baker. And deflections, got a couple here. Clooney Bolton, he gets a fumble, and no, he does not get the recovery. So no recovery. And that will do it. Pittsburgh suffered that tough 3rd loss. Still trying to find a way. A couple of big wins over some big-time opponents. Could find their way into the at-large conversation. Maybe more so of a Citrus Bowl type of a team. But they win the backyard brawl, and that's good enough for them. Is Pitt now. I'm so glad Coach Crew's team's finally playing well. He has such a good team. All right, as we continue to cook here on BearCave, we just keep going down the line. And next up is going to the Pac-12 between Utah and Colorado. And this is the Rocky Mountain Showdown between Utah and Colorado. Coach Moon, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And I know he wants custom uniforms as a Patreon member. Black helmet, white jersey, black pants. Yes, sir. Let's go Buffs. I love this offense ever since they were on game day a couple of weeks ago. They seem like they're big. So this is the match. This is what? Black helmet, white jersey, black pants. Perfect. And Moon wants a tails and kick. Okay, here we go, folks. Utah, Toko Pakarori. It's almost been 1 full year. He was your March Madness Award winner. So remember, folks, we have a full-fledged March Madness pool here in the SFA. Tons of stuff coming with that. But the winner gets himself a 5-star, 90-plus overall non-quarterback SFA player. And if you play your cards right, that player very well could debut in the new game. If the new game plays pretty well. You hear an echo? There shouldn't be any echoing. No echo. No echo. I would potentially reload your stream. All right. What did Moon want? Tails and kick. All right. Coach Fi throwing me off here. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Head, tails, and kick here. All right, 5-3 versus 6-2. Can the Buffs keep pace? They have an outside shot at the division, maybe an outside shot at the COP. Utah, kind of a disappointing season thus far, and much of the same. Offense not scoring a lot, but they get one there. Can they push it? Yes, they do. 10-7, but they are... Ooh, they get the lead right before half. I was about to say that they were crumbling here at Folsom. Oh, and there they go. They go to a 10-point lead. Can they ride this momentum? And they do. They score again. Look at Utah go, baby, on the road, showing us that they can score. This is the Utah we want to see, as Colorado can't do anything. 38-14, Utah, baby, again. as they blast the Buffs 41-14 on the road. That is the Utah we've been waiting to see for years. Holy Toledo. All right, so CU started it out, but I think this touchdown to Kira Streaker, of all people, was the one that really set him over the edge, got him going there. And as we look at the stats, I'm trying to remember, we're looking to see if Tokumaha Pakarori got over under 89.5 rushing yards. And I'm sorry I didn't go over this sooner, but this was a 4.5 favorite for Utah, and an over-under of 48.5 as the over hits J.J. Brown. Not the best day, but you know what? He got it done. And Pakarori, holy Toledo, he went nuclear. Finally, Toko does something well. Maybe it's just because it's the month of March. 282 yards on the ground. Absolute schmeckled the Buffs. Holy smokes, 50 carries. That is what Coach Moon has wanted to do. As Gant, you got Pakarori, Kira Streaker. Yeah, there you go. We finally did something we wanted to do there. As Smoot gets 6, you got plenty of TFLs. 3 sacks on the day. They got an interception from Russell Hall. Couple deflections. And Jonathan Johnson, not the best day. We've seen him play much better. And Joe Stewart, unable to replicate his success from the game day game against Kansas, as they once again cannot find a way to run the ball. Blue Jackson got himself a touchdown, though. Donovan Williams, 12 tackles. When your cornerback's getting all the tackles, not going to be a great day. J.P. Milton trying his best. Couple TFLs here, but they were just unable to contain Toko. He just absolutely beat the piss out of him. His deflections, yeah, that's going to do it for you. So once again, it's a cover show here on BearCave. So many covers. All the hype for Colorado, and they go down. But the sportsbook knew Utah was the better team. It's just Utah's been playing so far under their potential lately. Cajun chicken breast meat and Italian sausage with penne pasta and Parmesan team fucking yam. Welcome in Mike. A lot of fun games, and we're still on the left side. A lot of games left to play here. As next up, we've got another banger in the Big 12. Nebraska taking on Oklahoma State. While they're in opposite sides of the conference, this is big for Nebraska as they are currently leading their division. Oklahoma trying to keep pace with TCU potentially if they struggle. So Coach Chewy or Coach Mike, if you're here, yeah, we have like 3 mics, because OK State's coach is Mike as well, right? Or no, it's Fed. He's Coach Fed. I can't say that word. So Sved, if you're here, let me know. But we're going to go with Nebraska. And for those of you guys following your bets, Nebraska is a 7-point favorite on the road. We've got a 50.5 over-under. And the BearCave prop we're following is Jakeem Bobo, the SFA player, the middle linebacker, the freshman. Will he get an interception today? So back-to-back overs have hit on the BearCave props today. Love to see that. So we're in Boone Pickens Stadium. So we're going to go heads and kick like always. If you are just joining us, DiGiorno, we had Iowa beat Wisconsin on a wacky play. We had Pittsburgh stomp the piss out of West Virginia, and then we just had Utah dominate Colorado. So now we are in here, and Nebraska starts out with a touchdown, but they missed the extra point. They do get another one, and this could be dangerous for Oklahoma State. You do not like to face a Nebraska team on BearCave, but they're battling back and they can't punch it in. There he goes. Taquavius Gates, the 5-star, but oh man, 2 quick scores. This could be a long day here, but no. Oklahoma State continues to surprise me week after week. It's only a 5-point game as we enter the 4th quarter. Still only 12. And a quick score. Okay, folks, we've got a game. So remember, we won't jump in till the 2-minute mark. 30-25, and Oklahoma State has the ball. Can they tie this up, potentially take the lead before we jump in? 4th and 3. We got about a minute left. They went for it, and they did not get it. So we've got to go. Can they get a stop? They do. All right, so we're going to watch the punt now as Oklahoma State will get the ball down 5 with 3 timeouts left. Is going to be a big opportunity for Coach Fed, who's really never had success in the SFA as a coach until this year. If you remember Coach Chewy, he did bring Nebraska to the national championship a couple of seasons ago, where they lost to Buffalo, and it's been downhill ever since. So the 5-star not freshman, but the 5-star quarterback from a couple years ago, Taquavius Gates, Tyreek Asher, I think could be back. But they're going to hand it off here to the right side. As that's JP Battle running well today. So 2nd and 7, they're going to hurry it up. They're not too worried about the clock. Still have all those timeouts. They do need a touchdown, though. Gates tries to escape. And that's a sack. For those guys not really familiar with his game, that's Dictator, the transfer from Georgia Tech, getting involved. But for those guys not familiar with Gates' game, he's a lot like Wandale Hootie. If you will just watch Party, he's a gunslinger guy, but he does have the ability to run when he needs to. As that one's almost intercepted. Just not enough air under it for Gates, and now a sticky situation here. So Oklahoma State, they're going to go for it on their own 18. They need 11. This drive has been disastrous. They bring a blitz, and he goes, and he's sacked again! Gates goes down, Nebraska survives, and that's Jakeem Bobo, the freshman. And remember, folks, we still got to watch as it is a 1-score game. So Oklahoma, they still have all 3 timeouts. They can technically still get the ball back. So he handed off to Joel McKinley, the transfer from Alabama. And he gets inside the 5. John Willis gets his 12th tackle. Second and goal here. Hand it off, McKinley again, and they stop him again. 40 rushes today for Joel McKinley. He just needs 1 more to put it away. Julius Swain at quarterback. They're going to hand it off again to Joel. He goes up the middle, and he breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Nebraska. They're going to win the game. So remember, once we go back up to 2 scores, we're just going to sim play by play. Well, I got to write down the TD. All right. So 1 play here. Not 2 scores, so we're not going to jump in. We'll see if Oklahoma can battle back. It doesn't look like it, so it looks like that's going to end the game. Nebraska gets the win and the cover by 12. Yeah, if you guys didn't watch the watch party game, I definitely encourage you to watch it later on tonight, as it was a massive one. And oh baby, folks, this is live television. We are paused. You know what that means? We might have just had our 2nd crash of the week. Oh dear, the first time all season in Nebraska. So, as you guys know, the blue square, I have to force quit here. All right, so I got to throw this back up. So, as you guys know, if the game counts, great. If it didn't count, then we have to do it again. And we are just going to assume that the first one never happened, as always. As always, the SFA is ran on an emulator, and emulators, they're crazy cool things, but unfortunately, it's really hard to emulate a console, so it doesn't always work that well. So this is what we do. It's just part of the lore, the SFA, and mute yourself as it's going to be a little loud. It's going to be a bit loud. If you're wearing headphones, I'm sorry. So we'll be back momentarily, as always. Just a dream. Our second crash of the day. I'm not sure what's going on, but just reloaded the entire client, so we should be okay. So we'll see. Did it go through? And it did not. All right, so we're going right back into it. So here we go, everything back. So to remind you folks, we're looking for a Nebraska cover. Well, so Nebraska is a 7-point favorite. The over-under for this game is 50.5. And the prop we're looking for is a Jakeem Bobo interception. So as always, guys, nothing is final until I am back in the menu. So come up with how. We'll see if the outcome is different. As always, there's no way to save results while you're still in the game. So a 3-point start here. Oh boy, are we going to get a defensive battle now? Only 3 points in the first quarter. Field goal for Nebraska. Oklahoma staying tough. Oh, man, we got a defensive brawl now. 6-0 at halftime. A legendary game. Here is the replacement, and this one's going to be a banger. I'm feeling it now as we got no scoring here. 6-0 at the end of the third. These teams know each other very well. This is the 8th quarter that they played each other. So we're just going to go one play at a time. Because remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark. Can Nebraska find a score? Put this game away. They're driving it right down their throats. 4th and 6. And they go for the field goal, and it's no good. So here comes Oklahoma State. Down 6. It's 6-0, folks. And we're in the same spot as we were last time. Can Nebraska do the same thing? He flips this out to Battle. He gets a stiffy, and that's almost a first down. We got a true defensive battle, so anybody who bet the over on this game is in shambles. This surely will not be an over. Gates drops back, he delivers a strike, and he hits his man, Anthony Carlton, for 8. So that's a first down. Yes, sir, Moon. We got blue squared, so this is the game we're watching now. And Kenzie just subscribed. Thank you, Kenzie. Oh, it's a Cryo gift. Shout out to Cryo, as he, my co-commentator for Watch Party. That was a great game. Looking for another banger here as Gates continues to run the ball. They're going to bring a blitz. He takes off again. He finds some room. Can he cut up field? He's run to the boundary. Breaks one. Ball's on the ground! Nebraska has it! Oh my! Gates tries to play hero ball, and the Cornhuskers say no. The defense has been immaculate today. Is now a first down, wins the game. Julius Swain has it. He goes to the outside. He cuts back in. What are we watching? The blue square has a special week in store for us, and we know, of course, the blue square shows up when it's Tennessee ECU week. 2nd and 8 now. Nebraska up 6. Currently a no cover. Joel McKinley gets 5, so Oklahoma State, their chance is right here. Leonard Akana, the SFA player, did get the stop. 8 for 20 on the day, 40%. Swain in the pistol. 3rd and 3. Hand off to McKinley, and depends on the spot they give it to him. Nebraska's gonna survive. We're gonna get a 6-0 game, folks. Oh, baby. Is that scoregami? Do we have one of the best scoregamis ever? A 6-0. I don't know if we've ever had it. As a victory formation comes on out. A shutout on BearCave. You do not see that too often. That does not count as our first ever shutout. I'm pretty sure we've had shutouts before on BearCave games, but oh my goodness. 30. We went from like a 37-25 game to a 6-0 game. The blue square is cool, absolutely. It always seems like the game we get after a crash is always immaculate. So yeah, huge win for the no cover. Ooh, Mike getting cooked by the blue square. As Jeremy Long, the defensive end, 4 TFLs, a sack, and a fumble forced. Hopefully you didn't have any Cornhuskers or Cowboys on your fantasy team. 6-0 is the final. Cannot wait to see if that's scoregami. That almost rivals the 20-2 as a scoregami. How about Gates? Gets 2 opportunities to be the man, have the legacy moment, and both times he screws the pooch. First one is a turnover on downs, and then there he fumbles it. Unbelievable. Not sure what this 88 on the side was doing there, trying to get that ball. Yeah, what an atrocious game is right. There's no other way to put it. As let's check the box score, shall we? The scoring summary. 2 field goals by Alford. He didn't even make all of his attempts. But the result remains the same. Julius Swain, 14 of 30, 151. McKinley gets 129 on the ground. Dallas Johnson, Arian Green Davis, SFA player, but no touchdowns, obviously, here today. And then on defense, Dictator in the middle, 4 TFLs. And Jeremy Long gets it. And Doug Duthie, the SFA player, gets 3. In terms of sacks, just 1 on the day. 1 interception from Stephen Moore, so no interceptions from Bobo. He did get a deflection, so he missed that opportunity. Fumble here for Long as well. And recovered by Everclear. On the other side, Oklahoma State. Oh my, that's not the stat line you want to see. Stequavius Gates, 9 of 23, 122 and a pick. His JP battle didn't really move the ball all that well. Tyreek Asher is back, one of the leading receivers in the country, only gets 65. And on defense, Humphreys and Willis. A lot of TFLs between these two. Withers gets 1 as well. But only 1 sack, no turnovers, a couple of deflections, and no fumbles. That was an absolute beauty of a game. Oh, man, you know it's a bad game when your leading receiver, 3 catches for 65 yards. Oof. All right, so we got a ridiculous week coming at you guys here. What's going to happen next is we've got the Sickos game of the week, man. We've got Charlotte taking on App State. We got Kenzie taking on Zach. Oh, baby, this one always a fun time. You never know what you're going to get on stream with App State. So, this one we've got App State is a 9-point favorite. And it's a 58.5 over-under, and we're specifically looking for Winnie Corso TFL, so we get over 1. So, obviously, Charlotte gets the pick on heads or tails, kick or receive. And then Kenzie wants all gold. Zach, if you're here, let me know if you want to change. I don't see you posting in Patreon, so I don't know if you want one. But Kenzie wants all gold, so we're going to give him the gold. Heads or tails, kick or receive, Kenzie. Come on. And Zach, do you want a jersey? Give me the Youssef helmet. All right. There he is, the Youssef. And we'll just go black so it's all handy dandy. Tails and kick. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Another banger coming at you. The Sickos Game of the Week. Last week, the Sickos Game of the Week really showed up. And this would be a massive win for Charlotte, as they need more wins to get bowl eligible, but also bragging rights, as we're in Boone. App State still right in the thick of the CFP playoff hunt. Obviously, they have some people ahead of them are undefeated, but you know, Tulane won this week. They still have a few hard games on the schedule. UNLV still has 3 very tough games. So, App State still very much in the mix. I'm good. I cannot grow a beard, Tribe. My beard ability is very lackluster. All right, so we're in Boone. And what did he want? What did you want, Kenzie? I'm sorry. We wanted tails and kick. All right. Charlotte, can they do the unthinkable? App State, or is App State going to blow them out of the water? App State up 14-0. It's not looking good for Kenzie. Come on, Winnie Corso, step up, baby. Get a score at least. Charlotte, please. Kenzie, what are you doing? Do something fun. All right, they get one back. App State's running away with it. Oh, another one. That was a gross one. 35-7. This one's turning into a schmeckling as Lou Underwood gets a pick. And Charlotte gets one back. All right, we'll go one play at a time. See if they're cooking something crazy. 3 and out. All right, Kenzie, you're going to have to start scoring. Okay, couple big throws here. Remember, we don't jump in until it's a 1-score game. Can they get into the end zone? They do, and they go for 2. Interesting strategy. Helps us with the opportunity to get a scoregami. 4th and 4. All right, a quick score here for Charlotte could make this fun, but no, that's not going to do much. And that's going to end the game, folks. App State gets the cover, 35-22. And the over, did the over hit? The over didn't hit? What was the over? The over was 58.5. We got 57! Julius Dickens gets a touchdown. Julius Dickens gets another. Flynn Saunders on the ground. Chris Coley, and then McMotors and Gooden. So now we got to wait for Winnie Corso. Aaron Walton had to throw it 44 times. That's what happens when you are behind. Just never going to do well as a triple option team playing from behind. But a big day from Zach Gooden. On defense, Manny midline got himself 10 tackles. And no, Winnie Corso does not get a TFL. 2 sacks on the day, though, for the team. And a forced fumble for Wesley, and he recovers it. App State, you got Flinny Saunders, 329 on through the air, 2 touchdowns. Running the ball, Coley doing well again, 2 touchdowns. Julius Dickens over 100. And on defense, Tyrone Everett, Lou Underwood, these guys dominate for this defense. Xavier James gets a sack. Interceptions go to Chase Webb and Lou Underwood. Deflections, couple here. And nothing else. Yeah, definitely a bad beat. Yeah, I typically stay away from people if they're like absolute lock on like a 5-leg parlay. That's like across Sim, BearCave. It's like, sir, That's probably not going to happen. All right, so now it's time for a crazy game. This one got voted on by Patreon. I was very surprised there's any interest in this game. We got South Carolina taking on Vanderbilt. So, Coach Neggs, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive for the Commodores. Yep, love mixing it up, getting new teams on stream. As for some reason, Patreon voted Vandy as the favorite as 3 points. This could be a pretty free 3 points. The over-under of this is 48.5. And we are specifically looking for Youngwa Jungkook, the SFA kicker for South Carolina, the player that Coach Zach abandoned when he left for App State. Will he get over or under 2.5 field goals made? So you want head and receive. Okay. And then jersey requests, all black with gold helmets. All right. Got the black out there. All right, here. Vanderbilt. Can Coach Neggs get his second win of the year? And guys, remember, a win for teams like this is massive, as it not only increases your budget, yeah, that's pretty much all it does. Increases your budget, and you get to win a game. These wins feel like playoff game. Now there are some SFA players over on South Carolina, so it's gonna be pretty difficult for Vanderbilt. But this is definitely a team that they could take down in front of the 3 real fans here. The rest of these guys are paid actors. So Neggs wants to receive head, and he will. Congratulations, Coach Neggs, you will receive, as we are off here on BearCave, folks. In the Patreon BearCave Game of the Week. 7 points there for South Carolina. Quick score. Nothing doing for Vandy so far. Never say never. They can mount one drive, and this could be a tie ball game. When will it come? We don't know. Round and round we must go. Halftime here, 7-0. Trying to do their best Nebraska impression, but South Carolina scores again. No made field goals yet for Jungkook. 21-0. Vanderbilt just can't stop them. And Vandy, will they score today? No, they do not. Can they break ground at least? Yes, they do. They get a touchdown here. Let's see. Can they mount a comeback as we get a 4th down? Here we go. Vanderbilt, do something crazy. Down 14. You need a touchdown here. Something, and you turn it over on downs. And okay, they get a stop. 4th down. All right. So the first field goal for Youngwa. Does he have 2 more in him to hit the over? As we go slowly but surely. And no, South Carolina gets it done, and I am 20K richer. Thank you so much, Patreon folks, for being dummies. 24-7. As Donatello Perkins gets 3 touchdowns. The SFA player, former transfer from Kansas. Hakeem Harris gets 12 of 38, 165, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 31 completion percentage. Jesse Wade and Neggs can't wait for his SFA players, as they are definitely going to play better than these barnacle heads. Is Micah Brown, the only guy worth a dang on this defense, and Zach Wise get 2. Couple of deflections, and that is going to do it. Hey, Marcus Tate, 15 of 27, 150, 3 TDs. Raymond Thomas, Donatello Perkins. Donatello Perkins leading receiver here today. How about that? 3 touchdowns. Shout to Fink. Greg Joseph made it to the SFA. That's not the official Greg Joseph. Obviously, Greg Joseph is a kicker. 5 sacks today. We got a interception from Walter Pierce. Deflections. John Cronin gets a forced fumble. And the rest is history. South Carolina Their yearly win over Vanderbilt, yearly win over Alabama. Check mark, check mark. We got it down to 3 from 10, but once again, Kenzie always breaking systems, so they have to change. So look out for that. But on the other hand, we are now on to the right side of the bracket, folks. Or graphic, not a bracket. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. Shout out GCU. Woo, Lopes up. All right, here we go. Big time games now. We're going back to the AAC. Dipping our toe back in the American waters. Getting on that American soil. As we are going to watch Rutgers, the first ever college football team, take on the Army Black Knights and Coach MZ. So Coach MZ, let me know if you're here. As Rutgers here, they are higher rated, but Army is a 2.5-point favorite. Rutgers does currently have the Heisman favorite on their team in Sanders at running back. And the over-under for this game, 51.5. And we're actually going to look at Patrick Sanders, the running back. Will he get 2 touchdowns today on Army? And we got snow here at Mitchie Stadium. Oh, baby, we are in New York. New Jersey versus New York. Short, I don't know if it's a short drive. I'm just making shit up. Short drive for Rutgers as they lead the division. This game very well could be for the division in the North, as Cincinnati completely fell off the face of the earth this year. Navy tried to give them a run for the money, but they just couldn't quite get up there. So these are the 2 big dogs. Vandy Scar, I do not think the over hits for that. No, the under hit. There's only 31. All right, so heads and kick as always. Now Rutgers, like App State, right in the thick of the playoff hunt. Army kind of in that tough situation where they're good, but they have 2 losses. So very much on the outside looking in. But this would be a big-time win for them at home in front of their home fans. 7-3 here in the first quarter. Nothing yet from the Heisman Trophy leader. 10-3 here. Rutgers down 14.5. Is Army going to do it? Except Rutgers battling back, but their defense has to get something. Okay, they're back within a score. This game heating up, folks. And, oh, baby, a quick drive there from Rutgers. We got a tie ball game. And we got an interception. Here comes Rutgers. Is Patrick Sanders is leading him down the field. Can he score? Yes, he does. As we are now at the 4-minute mark. And Rutgers misses the extra point. Oh, that's going to come back to haunt them. Another year in the dumps because of just a blunder. Remember, this team would have gone to the CFP had they beat Western Kentucky. And the field goal is good for Army. Oh, no. So missed extra point is the difference. Remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark. And here we go. 3rd and 10 here for Rutgers at the 43. Can't really see here with the snow. Here comes Rutgers. Drops back, about sacked. He throws a wobbler to no man's land. Kenzo Carter in the area. Kenneth Bryant trying to lead the team. And they're going for the punt. They're not even going to go for it here. Down 1. They're going to trust the defense. Interesting strategy here is the punt is deep. They do field it. And a nice stop there. Jemai Slauson, the SFA player. But they are going to have to play well on defense, Army. They could close this game out. Army currently in a no-cover situation. The over has hit. A couple of first downs will win them this game. The upset over Rutgers had a great year so far, and it looks like they're on their way as that first play went for a lot. Graham couldn't get them in time as Smith got 10. Coach MZ on the brink of leading this division. Triple option time. 2nd and inches. Ruddy Rogers in motion. It's going to be Silva keeping it. It's going to be a first down. So now last gasp here for Rutgers. A missed extra point is the difference. They have to get a stop. One more first down wins the game here for Army. They hand this off to the fullback and he gets stuffed. Chad Smith goes nowhere. Yeah, it might be best for Rutgers to give up a touchdown, but I don't think Army is smart enough to just run for a score here, as they are going to throw it here. 2nd and 10. What are you doing? And it works out to perfection. Army gets the first down. Trey Hudson, the SFA player. He gets the catch, and that is a conversion. So now it's just victory formation here for Army, as they're going to upset Rutgers, who I thought was severely overranked for the longest time this season. And looks like it's come to fruition as Army takes down another big-time AAC opponent. He already beat App State. And that is going to do it here as Army gets another win. So down the stretch, man, there's been so many upsets. We saw Washington lose. We saw Auburn lose. Now seeing Rutgers take a loss. The last month is always so crazy. There's always so much movement. You never know what's going to happen next. So play of the game was that first down. A massive upset here for Army, who looks now, barring disaster, is going to win this division and go on to likely face App State in an epic rematch. We saw that play earlier in the season. The Hail Mary from Army won them that game. So Rutgers once again stumbles down the stretch with their chance at a playoff berth. Jeremy Silva, Captain Clutch, as they call him here in the Army, was it Army Academy? No, it's Naval Academy. Is it the Army? It's not Army University. 31-30 is your final, a Army no cover. And this very likely could lead to a change in the Heisman races. Typically when G5 teams lose like this, their Heisman candidates kind of lose steam. Army West Points. I thought West Point's just like, so I guess they just call it Army West Point. That's weird. And it's starting to get real, folks. The biggest games of the week are on the horizon, including game day. I'm starting to feel the nerves a little bit. Yeah, very brutal day today. Army, I mean, this is just a battle back and forth. Rutgers picked up a ton of steam here in the second half. Sanders got himself 2 touchdowns, I think, so that hits. The over hits, it seems. But Kenneth Bryant, he'll have one more year to come back, hopefully lead this team to a playoff. Patrick Sanders, that's not going to do much for you. He gets one there, and then he caught one. So the BearCave prop does hit, as I think I did anytime touchdowns instead of rushing touchdowns. Let's just check to make sure. Yep, anytime TD, so the plus 150 prop hits. And on defense, Chester, Graham, Nick Arnold. Couple of TFLs. KJ King, the SFA player, no sacks for him today. Interception for Anthony Cruz. A deflection here from David Wall. As we go to Army, Jeremy Silva, the redshirt senior, 3 touchdowns through the air. Ruddy Rogers only got 9 carries, 43 yards. Looks like they're saving him. He's battled some injuries throughout his career. Ruddy Rogers, just a great day here for Army. I think the snow definitely plays to their advantage as Kenzo Carter gets himself 8 tackles. A lot of TFLs here and no sacks, no interceptions. Deflection from Kermit Scroat. And that will do it. Yeah, it gets addicting for sure. Because it's one thing just like building a team, but once you start learning who the players are on all the teams, or like you try to recruit a guy and you're like, oh, I'm going to get him, and then he goes somewhere else, and then you see that player do well in a different team, oh, yeah, it's a definitely addicting. And that's what we're going to watch here is Cryo has Dyron Satterfield, my player. Should be my player, at least, is UNLV is undefeated. One of our 5 remaining undefeateds going to battle today. And this is a 5-point favorite for UNLV. The over-under for this game is 78.5. Holy Toledo. And then the prop is Dyron Satterfield. Over-under 299.5 passing yards. So, Cryo, let's see. In terms of he wants whiteout versus blackout. Okay. And then tails and kick. All right, so you want the whiteout. That's what you got. And he wants the blackout with the red helmets. Cool. All right. Trey Slander. No, no, no. There is no Trey Slander, as you'll see later. He's going to dominate Boss Hennessy. It's going to be gruesome. Boss Hennessy, he's going to get eaten up by my secondary. All right, but we're here in sunny San Diego. Nice little change of pace as we get out of the snow caps. 100% dog water. You'll never have me think a different way. As UNLV undefeated, but they are starting a 3-game stretch where they face the hardest teams in the conference. Today, they got the road game versus San Diego State, who experts call the hardest game left on the schedule. In 2 weeks' time, then they'll have home games versus Fresno State and Hawaii, which are both very tough, but they will be at Allegiant Stadium. So, can UNLV keep it alive? Tulane in the G5 race, they already won today. So, let's see. Cryo wants tails and kick. All right. If you do messages, you earn coins, I think. Pretty sure that's turned on. For the betting crowd, TC, what's your record against the Vols? 0-1 because I lost on a walk-off, but we're looking at UNLV here as they give up a quick touchdown. No offense to speak of. There they go, and now they get a 3-point lead after 1. So San Diego State, watch out for this team. They have some SFA players. They have some talent. Coach Piggy seems like he's inactive, but it's a good team. And historically, the best Mountain West team, but UNLV, they have the lead here at halftime. Doesn't look like we're going to get that high-scoring slugfest we were expecting. Big chance here for Dyron Satterfield, or for Darren Archer to really take a commanding lead as they have a 3-score lead here heading to the 4th. Coach Cryo, he extends it! 24! Holy Toledo, here we go! UNLV putting on a show here in San Diego as 37 now. And that's going to do it, folks. San Diego just completely craps himself. Oh dear, 37-10. San Diego State, they started out great with a long touchdown pass, but then just slowly but surely, they grinded away. Darren Archer, a couple of throws from Satterfield, and that will get her done. The defense showing that they're capable here today as Satterfield goes on the under for the yards, only 209. Darren Archer gets 110 and 1 touchdown. And through the air, Darren Archer only gets 2 catches. David Dennis here, 5 pancakes. Ubaldo Kingsbury back. His first game back. He puts up 9 tackles, 4 TFLs, no sacks. As James Ashley does get the sacks. 2 interceptions here. Randall Baker, the transfer from Ohio State, and Mark Parks. A couple of deflections here for the crowd. A forced fumble and recovery for Antoine Baker. And 3 of 3 from the kicker. Now for San Diego State, Nick Reed, just not great field completion percentage. 2 interceptions. You got Vic Wally unable to really do much in the backfield. And Uncle Boozer, he got 6 receptions for 53. Wasn't enough. No huge plays today. They kind of just struggled down the stretch. And Nikias Bush, the SFA player on defense, unable to do anything crazy. He's got Kennard Keys with 3 TFLs, no sacks, no interceptions. And you have to generate big plays if you hope to defeat UNLV. So another week in the top 5 in the group of 5 ladder, all win. All right. So UNLV keeps track. I think if the season ended today, the committee, who's going to start meeting after week 13, would likely be the choice, the team of choice. But don't count out a Tulane team because they still have LSU on the schedule, which would be a massive, massive opportunity. All right, only a few games left here, folks. Things are starting to heat up as next up, oh, baby, we've got a big-time game in the Big 12. As Baylor last week, they stomped Iowa State. They didn't stomp them, but they won the game. Can they do the same? Take down the big bad TCU, who I think TCU has pretty much clinched the division if they get one more conference win with an Oklahoma State loss today. But we shall see. As I got to make sure I get Flames jerseys right here. He wants the modern white helmet, 2018 white jersey, and pants. All right, so we're going to go 2018 whites. Ooh, baby. All right. So, Flame or Mango, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. I'll give you a chance here as this game is a 3.5 point spread for TCU, and it's an over-under of 64.5. And the BearCave prop today is Kane Chambers. Will he get a interception? The free safety for TCU. So I don't see either of them in the crowd, so we're going to go heads and kick for the away team like always. Got more Big 10 or Big 12 action, and Baylor is never an easy out, even in a down year. You always just feel like they're here, and we've got rain here in TCU. JT Redwine, reigning SFA Player of the Year, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, the number 2 team in the nation, the final undefeated team to take the field this week. Everybody else has won in a wild week where there's a lot of upsets. Oklahoma won. Maryland survived. UNLV won. Tulane won. Now will TCU do the same? Or will they become the latest victim? Will they be like Washington, who had a great game day and then just completely shit themselves against Chad Blunt? So heads and kick like always. Love this jersey combo from Coach Flame. And here we go, folks. 0-0 TCU at home. It's so hard to beat them here. They get an opening drive field goal. And it looks like the rain is impacting this game as well. Weather has had a big damper today on a lot of these games. Baylor takes the lead with a touchdown, and they score again. Every time TCU scores, Baylor responds as they have a 1-point lead at the break. So you enter the third quarter now. TCU, they are down 8, down 2 scores. Baylor! They're up 22 as we enter the fourth quarter. Baylor could do it. Can they hang on? TCU has the ball, and they have a chance, but no, an interception. Baylor's gonna do it back-to-back as they score again. Coach Flame is on a redemption tour for the ages. Beats Iowa State, beats TCU. Coach Mango, but it's not over yet. You know this team is the best in the country in terms of putting up points in a hurry. As, oh dear, here we go. Remember, we won't jump in unless it gets to one score. Oh my God. All right, here we go. I spoke too soon. They have all 3 timeouts. TCU down 8. Can they make a miraculous comeback? Oh my God! TCU gets the onside kick. JT goes right back out there. Oh my God, TCU has the ball. They got the onside kick. TCU trying desperately to keep the undefeated season alive. JT They're at their own 40. Redwine dumps it off. Short, there's Peter Woods. He gets a first down. They have all 3 timeouts. They have to get a touchdown, though. That's Michael Francis. Why do I always mistake him for Peter Woods? All right, 29 seconds left. 3 timeouts, though. JT making a change. He has the time. JT, it runs out. He yams it deep. 1-on-1, and it's caught. No, it's dropped. Peter Woods drops it. That time it was Peter Woods. Oh my gosh, folks. I'm on the edge of my seat. 19 seconds left, down by 8. So you still, if they somehow get in the end zone, got to get a 2-point conversion. Floats that one, and that's going to be an incompletion. So 15 seconds left. They still have all 3 timeouts. So you have the whole field at your arsenal to get a little bit closer. They do have to get a first down here, probably 3 plays. And if any offense in the country is going to get into the end zone here, it will be Mango. 3rd and 10. Delay give. He fakes it over the middle. And that's going to be a quick timeout. Only 4 seconds off the clock. I think they're primarily trying to pick this up now. Get a little bit closer for a yam. Will they take the yam here? So Baylor can win the game right now. Tripp's right. 4th and 5. JT, he is going to throw it over the middle, and he had to dive. He's short. Turnover on downs. Baylor beats the Horned Frogs. An unbelievable miss in the rain from JT Redwine. He does not miss that. He does not miss that if this is a clean... That ball slipped. It had to slip. Unbelievable. So TCU is going to go to 8-1. Now, luckily for them, with an Oklahoma State loss now, they still hold the tiebreaker, and now they still hold a game lead over Baylor. So they come into the week up a game on Oklahoma State, and now they leave the week up a game on Baylor. So nothing really changes necessarily for TCU, but if they drop another game down the stretch, then they're going to lose. They're going to be out of their division race. So TCU takes one right on the chin. And here it is, the overthrow. He had to dive for it. He gets it, but he can't stay up. And JT is beside himself. He knew it. Unbelievable. Tribe with the banger. Ooh, TCU fell off. Someone tell Mango he needed that. As TCU loses for the first time since the Cotton Bowl against Minnesota in season 13. How will they bounce back? Still plenty of time. They are still going to be the favorite in the Big 12, but quickly the Big 12 is becoming the most wild conference out there this season. I have no idea who's going to come out of the North, and now the South is looking a little bit closer. We all thought TCU had these magical powers, but proved today that they are human. So we got to check on the Kane Chambers interception. Can't believe they got the onside kick as well. And surprisingly, the over hits here, and Baylor wins outright. Crazy upset. And we still got another game coming up, and we still got a full game day, and it's going to be one for the ages. As we'll see what happened here. What a second quarter. Holy Toledo. We got a kickoff return here for Baylor. Just everything working. And Silva, Brad Silva, the running back, absolutely going ballistic. As Eric Morris just had to play, a little game manager ball and just hand it to Silva. He only gets 80 yards, but he gets 5 touchdowns out of it. Receiving the ball, it was Weber. He gets 1 touchdown here. Monroe Rosecrans, the SFA player, gets 8 pancakes. On defense, couple of TFLs here for the squad. We got a sack from Nick Bratton. Interception from Mike Daniels. Couple of deflections. No fumbles here today. Yes, sir. As always, game day immediately following this after about 5 minutes. Today we've got Tennessee, Coach Nick, taking on my team, East Carolina. Number 6 versus number 9. is JT Redwine, 30 of 51, over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. But that last one just didn't quite work out. Oh dear, as DCU will be back, probably going to still be in the playoff. I would not worry quite yet. Remember, folks, how incredibly difficult it is. How incredibly difficult it is as Kane Chambers doesn't get the interception to go undefeated in the SFA in season. It's only happened 7 times in the modern era, and this is the 7th season. Or maybe 8th season we've done it in the modern era. So it's a very tough thing to do. Yeah, this is the 8th season. Oh, you're talking about UNLV. Boo. Yeah, Wandale Hootie, the freshman quarterback from the Troy Trojans. Learn the name, folks. So I encourage you to check out the watch party. Unfortunately, we had to have it today as I've been swamped lately at work. So we had to have it before. So the VOD won't be available immediately after game day, but will be available tonight. As I believe we have one more game here. And it's going to be a big one in the ACC, as we've got Buffalo, and just make sure no other games. Nope. So one last ride here. We got North Carolina and Buffalo. Buffalo pretty much already wrapping up their division. UNC, though, pretty much a must-win for them if they want to get back into not only the playoff hunt, but the division conversation. So, as always, guys, we're going to run a prediction here on the last one. Get those bobbing us out. Who wins? North Carolina. Are they going to get the upset? Buffalo's had some very close calls the last couple of weeks. It feels like this team may be due to drop a game. So get those bobbing us out. There is no spread or anything on this bet. So just let me know. Yeah, this is a rare matchup for sure. And if you're here, Sir Laxus Brio, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As this is a 1.5 point favorite for Buffalo, 43.5 over under. And the prop we're looking for is for North Carolina, Brock Thunderbird getting a touchdown and them winning the game. It's 350 is that prop bet. And very even predictions here. Yep, Battle of the Blue. I got some Glacier Freeze Gatorade today. So that's blue as well. Everything blue here today. So let the prediction run out here as we will go aboard North Carolina. If they can get the upset. Their only 2 losses on the year are to ECU and Georgia Tech. 2 very good teams in the other division. They only lost to East Carolina 17-14 last week. So this is a very capable squad. So here we go, the final game on a crazy Week 11 BearCave. No snow, no elements in play here, just 2 good old-fashioned. And how is it snowing in Army, but not in Buffalo? What are we doing? Come on, give us a snow game. Buffalo wins the toss, and they are going to kick it. All right, so number 5 taking on number 11. With number 2 and number 3 in the country, a lot of opportunities this week to move up as Buffalo, all of a sudden, they're up 17 here in the first quarter. UNC, what are you doing, folks? As they do get a field goal there, Buffalo all of a sudden can't really do much. As we hit halftime, it's a 14-point lead here for the Buffalo Bulls. And UNC, they do get one back here in the third quarter. Can they get a stop? No, they don't. They're still down 2 scores as we enter the fourth quarter. Their offense is looking a bit better. And they don't, as it's an interception by Ray McNeil, the SFA player. Keeps that drive at bay. And Buffalo extends the lead. And that is going to do it here. So a little bit of a lackluster game is 31-10. Buffalo wins. So as we look, Dale Shivers got himself a nice one. He got 2. Brock Thunderbird did get into the end zone, but they don't win. So that prop bet is over. Josh Garrett really couldn't do much here today. 2 interceptions, not going to help you out, especially in the end zone like that. and through the air. One of the better secondaries in the country. Always hard to face. Walter Leak and Joseph Poe combining for 26 tackles, 5 TFLs here for Poe, 1 sack for Will Manning, no interceptions, and that's how you beat Buffalo, is turning the ball over. Sid Nash had a couple opportunities. He just couldn't bring it down. And if we check out Buffalo here, 27 of 37, or 22 of 37 for Hill. No touchdowns, but no interceptions, and that's how they lost early in the season. So that's what they needed. Dale Shivers, 150, 2 touchdowns. And a leading receiver, among the leading receivers. And on defense, 9 tackles, 3 TFLs here for Jeremy Everett. Kevin Whitmore gets a sack. Billy Zoots does get an interception. Ray McNeil as well. Deflections, couple here. And that will do it for Buffalo. Yeah, some tough losses here for Syracuse Brown, and that kind of shows you. I mean, so in the ACC, you have Buffalo and East Carolina, who are constructed mainly through SFA players. We have a few transfer portal guys, maybe a few, maybe 1 or 2 reward players at the most, but that's primarily just SFA players. Then you got Georgia Tech, who just gets severely lucky, or quote-unquote lucky. I think Mike cheats, but he gets a ton of of reward players. And then you have Syracuse Brown, who builds only through the transfer portal. And so UNC loses to Buffalo, ECU, and Georgia Tech in the year. So that kind of proves that the transfer portal is not the way to go as your main source of player acquiring. So before we get out of here, this is the last game. It's Tennessee taking on East Carolina. And when we go to week 12, as always, we're going to preview, as is tradition. Let me pay out the Buffalo bettors. So we got App State at Old Dominion. Remember, we're now at the point where you can have multiple game days in a year. So all teams are available as we head towards the playoff push. See if there's any massive games here. Navy Rutgers is fun. A lot of games on paper looked great at the beginning of the year, but not necessarily this week. Notre Dame, North Carolina looked good a couple of weeks ago. This one might have to be it. Iowa, Minnesota, battle for the division. Or Fresno State, Hawaii, Colorado, TCU. A lot of great games on the slate. Oh, how about Washington taking a loss this week? That was tough to see. Tulane, big test against Rice this week. Florida State, Pitt. A&M continues to light up everybody in their path. And that will do it. All right, guys, BearCave is officially wrapped up. It was a great stream. I'm going to take about 5-10 minute break here, get myself situated, get game day rolling, and we will be right back. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, supporting the stream, and see you guys in a few minutes. Peace.